Good morning and welcome. I'm Celeste and this is my YouTube channel, Celeste Creates. This is FlossTube number 90. So last time I was here, which was about 3 weeks ago, it was FlossTube number 89, which was also my 5-year FlossTube anniversary. Today is Thursday, August 14th, 2025, and I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for all your wonderful comments and responses on my last video, all my congratulations for 5 years. Again, I can't believe it's been 5 years of filming FlossTube and other videos here on this channel, and it just feels like it's flown by. And it was kind of interesting to, realize as I read comments and things that, y'all have seen me. If you've been here since the beginning or even started the beginning, you've been here when I had bangs, you've been here during COVID, you watched my kids kind of grow up through college or through high school. So to realize that you've been on a 5-year journey with me, that's just kind of weird and awesome and cool and wonderful and such a blessing. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I hope you'll find some inspiration. I hope you will stay. I have a lot of fun making these, so I hope you enjoy them. If you're returning, I love you. Thank you so much. You bless me with your comments and your friendship. Even if I've never met you, there's just a real sense of friendship and blessing through these videos and through your presence, through your comments, and all the things. So today is mostly stitching, a decent amount of crochet, tiny bit of quilting, a lot of life. So things are picking up speed and yet in some ways slowing down. And yes, so then this is a different hairstyle, right? So this is what my hair, this is how I've been wearing my hair a lot lately. I don't love my hair, but I mean, raise your hand if you love your hair. I think as women, a lot of times, not everybody, I know, but if you have curly hair, you want straight. If you want to have straight hair, you want curly. If you're blonde, you want to be a brunette, whatever, right? The grass is always greener on the other side of the hair salon. But this is my hair. I embrace gray. I've never dyed my hair. Probably not because I don't care. I mean, some of it because I don't care, but mostly because I want to spend my money on other things like fabric and cross stitch and quilting and books and things like that, and antiques. So, that's where my money it's just not in my hair or makeup. But anyway, so this is my hair. I recently got a haircut. I think since the last time I saw you. I can tell I need a haircut when all I do is put my hair up in a ponytail. And so it was like one day, it was just a Saturday, and I was calling to see if my hairdresser, who didn't see me often enough because I don't go very often, was like, do you have, an appointment today on Saturday? And she was like, well, can you be here in 10 minutes? And I was like, yes. So I zoomed over there. She's only like a minute and a half away. So got my hair cut, really happy, but so I'm more okay with wearing it like this. Sometimes I blow dry my hair so that it's not so curly, but I can't get rid of the curl. So the problem with my hair here, I'll just go ahead and explain to you. And my hair wasn't, as a baby, my hair was curly. I can't believe we're talking about my hair. Anyways, as a baby, my hair was curly. My mom said I had a ring of curls around the back of my hair. And, but when I got married, my hair was not this curly. And so it's actually been over the years of babies and stuff that my hair has gotten curlier and curlier and curlier and curlier. So if I just let it air dry, it does dry in rings. But the problem about my hair is that all this up here is perfectly straight. So oh, that looks cute. I have had hairdressers. I need like a clip. I've had hairdressers over the years. Pause, I'm gonna clip this so I look better. At least I think I look better. Over the years, the hairdressers have been like, all you gotta do is scrunch it and use this product and it'll look like the rest of your hair. And no, it never does. It is absolutely, completely, perfectly straight, and everything underneath it is curly. So anyway, so yeah, that's what my hair does. It's lovely, isn't it? Speaking of hair, I was thinking, I've always said this, thank you for all your sweet comments about us losing Doug back in June, our dog, our golden doodle. Still miss him. There's still little things where you're like, oh, I pulled up and I'm unloading the car and I expect him to be at the back door waiting for me or whatever. But I always did say that, you know how some people say they look like their dog. This is going to be an interesting video today, but I always said my hair was like Doug's because Doug had this weird poodly hair, but then there was parts of him that was kind of more golden retriever-y, so he had two kinds of hair, kind of like I did. Talking about puppies, we will be bringing home our next golden doodle puppy on August 30th. So excited. The puppies that we're choosing from were born on July 2nd. It's from the same breeder, Lone Star Doodles, that we got Doug from before, and so we're super excited. Doug was a medium, which means he was like supposed to be 40 to 50 pounds. He was more like 55. This time we're getting a mini, and he is, so they should be 30 to 40 pounds. And again, an F1, so an F1 doodle is a cross between, it's 50% golden retriever and 50% poodle. And that's what Doug was, and we really liked the way their fur is on that particular combination of parents. So August 30th, we will be bringing home our new puppy. We have named him. We had a long list going that the kids were all contributing to. It was really fun to watch what they came up with. Odd to watch what they came up with. But finally we decided on Moses. For a long time we wanted to name a dog Mo. And at some point we thought we'd do Maurice, but instead we're doing Moses. So I will add some pictures in at the end of how the puppies looked earlier this week. So I don't know how many total are in the litter, but there were 3 brothers. And so right now we have second choice of the 3 boys. So we might get first choice. We're not sure yet. I guess we'll see if first choice like decides to wait or whatever. But either way, so I have pictures of all 3 of them that I was sent on Tuesday, and they're precious. So anyway, we are so excited. I cannot wait to hold my new puppy. So our new puppy. What else has been going on? So I'm trying to think. That was July 23rd. I think we went to the beach. Yeah, we went to the beach. We had a beach vacation. Yeah, that's what we did. At the very end of August there, we had stayed in a beach house down on Bolivar Peninsula, which is across the way from Galveston Island. It's a house we stayed in. I think this is our 6th year we've stayed there. Wonderful time. All the kids were home. Jacob's girlfriend came with us. We just had a wonderful time. So that was really great. We always enjoyed that. So we've done that. Nicole came home for that, and then she left and went back. She went to, was in a friend's wedding up in Colorado, and then she went back to work. So she's working full time for St. Luke's in Kansas City and living in Overland Park. And she's loving it. She's just really loving it and doing well. She's got roommates and they're renting a little house. And so we will get to see her next weekend. She's not working next weekend as we go up to Kansas to take Michael, my number 4 child, to Benedictine College so he can start his freshman year. So this will be our 3rd child that's going to Benedictine. My oldest, Jacob, Nicole went, and then we skipped one, and then Michael's going. And so we'll be going soon to deliver him and move him in, and she's gonna meet us there, and we're gonna spend a little time with her before we come back home. So looking forward to that. And let's see, what else? Okay, we took Andrew back on Monday. He's the outlier. He goes to Texas A&M in College Station. This is his junior year, and he is a junior in the Corps of Cadets. And so we had to take him back extra early because he's part of what they call the cadre, the leaders, I guess, in his outfit that are going to welcome the freshmen. And he's also the chaplain for his outfit, and he started a new thing this year, and he's hoping it'll carry on as a tradition because, you know, A&M's big on tradition. And what he wants to do, and he's done, is start an L1 library that's mostly religious books, Catholic, Protestant, but also just some good books and philosophy and just different things like that. Some C.S. Lewis, some Pope John Paul II, so Case for Christ. So he's trying to make it, I mean, he could make it all Catholic, but he wants to reach everybody, right? And so he's pulled together all these books that he's going to have and wants them to be available to those in his outfit to check out and read. So I'm really proud of him. I think that's a really cool idea, and hopefully that will translate down through the years as something that future chaplains in that outfit will do. So he's gone back to school. Jacob left, I guess, about a week ago. He left Friday last week to go back to Fort Worth. He and his girlfriend went to a friend's wedding, and then he started Monday. He started a little bit early because he's kind of like an academic, not an academic coach, not a TA, anyway, something. And so he goes back early as they welcome in the first year law students that year. So he's up in Fort Worth at Texas A&M Law School. So this is last year, and so he'll take the bar next summer. He's got a job, and so yeah, he'll be, I guess after he graduates, he will be living and working in Dallas for a company up there. And is that everybody? Other than Braden. Monday we start some school for Braden. I think the weirdest thing is going to be coming home after taking Michael, and it's just me and Brian and one child, Braden, and wonderful. So that's the way God designed our family, and it'll be special. It'll be really sweet and just different, right? So he and his brother are working on rearranging rooms because he wants the big bed in a particular room. Anyway, so lots going on here. I think in the midst of all that, I'm stitching and crocheting and trying to finish Michael's graduation quilt. I'm not sure that'll happen before he leaves, but we're getting there. Okay, I don't think I have anything else life or hair related to share. So let's get started. So I have been stitching up a storm. I have no finishes. I have a crochet finish, but I don't have any stitching finishes. But I've been stitching. Okay, so right after I filmed last time, I had talked about my plans for sampler August and September. So I know Nerissa does stitch sampler starts or stash sampler stitching. You know, she does it through October and September. I love that idea. Of course, I always laugh because the thing I stitch most of is samplers anyway, so it's not like I bring out all the samplers for August and September. They're pretty much always out. Anyway. Sampler September, samplers, soiree, all the different hashtags out there that I'm not even sure work anymore. But anyway, I don't understand all that. I'm really usually pretty proud if I get a picture posted on Instagram lately. So I try and keep Instagram off my phone for the most part. So it's kind of a time suck for me. So as much as I love it, I do better if I have to go to the laptop and use it. So anyway, but I do have to put it back on my phone so I can put a photo on. It's complicated. But y'all were really fun to, again, read your comments. And yeah, I did pick up Andale. I was kind of like debating, like, oh, this is so pretty. I really like Andale. Maybe I'll work on her today. And I did. And I worked on her for a couple of days. And I really kind of want to, I really want to go back. My friend Kara, Pink Daisy Stitch. Kara, I don't think I'll ever get it right. I want to say it's Pink Daisy Stitch, but then something to me is like Pink Daisy Stitches. Anyway, it's one of those, and her name's Kara, and she's my friend. She just got a copy of Andale. I think she said she got it off of D-Stash. And so hopefully she can start it soon. We were chatting about it the other day. So I did get my Andale sampler out. This is from Shakespeare's Peddler. It so much. It's so beautiful. So yes, pulled that out. It will be a lifetime project. What isn't, right? This is one of my bags that I made, some Blackbird fabric. And I put in just a little bit of work on it. I pulled it out, and then we went to the beach, and then I did a little bit more on it after we came home. But it's just beautiful. It really is beautiful. So, I'm kind of bored for this, but it's a bed sheet. This is 40 count Athos by Tropical Stitches, my favorite linen dyer out there. I love a lot of them, but I love Tropical Stitches linen. So I always have a link to her shop below, and her linen is just some of the best. Okay, so this is all I have done. This is halfway across the top. So I think when I picked it up, I was able to do this. I added maybe a little more green here, and I did this. And I did that, I think. I think that was all I did. I don't think I pulled any more border, so I think the main thing I did was this pretty thing right there, and that's the center. So then after this, there's going to be a repeat. So I kind of want to move down this way and then come down, and maybe so that I'm not like constantly, I don't know, we'll see. Again, 40 count Athos from Tropical Stitches. By the way, as you can probably tell, I'm facing a different direction. I'm usually right there with the windows behind me, but it was just getting harder and harder to film that way with the lighting. I don't know if this is any better, but let me know what you think. So she's so pretty. And the linen is actually darker than this. It looks better person. And then these are the called for DMCs that I'm stitching with. So pretty. Beautiful pinks and reds and just lovely. So I'm pretty sure I have her scheduled to do a little bit longer, to come back to her at the end of September. I think that's what I had said. So we'll see, because I really love her. And then of course I told my friend Kara that if she decides to get a start on Anne, of course I'll stitch with her and pull it out. Okay, so after that, I think what I worked on, I actually mostly crocheted at the beach. I did a little bit of work on two other things, but very, very small. I didn't take anything down to the water with me, actually. Sometimes I did take some English paper piecing, but I never pulled it out. I did a little bit of work on the Treasury of Compassion by Nerissa while I was down there, just a little bit. And then I started on the 25th with my friends in, I know April. Heirlooms suggested this. I know maybe Merritt and I forget who all is doing this. I know Kim, Needleworker Kim, is doing her own nativity and trying to do that on the 25th. I think in her video the other day she said, well, I didn't do it on the 25th. But I'm starting, I think April actually finished hers. Am I right, April? Nativity Tiny Town from Heart and Hand. You should go look. I was getting myself in trouble this morning while I was eating my breakfast. I was looking at 123 Stitch. I like to go to like the new charts, and it'll kind of like start listing all their upcoming releases that are coming. And so it was kind of, it's a good way to look at what's being released for market or whatever, just what's coming out. It's a lot of fun. And so Heart and Hand has a quilted Tiny Town coming out, really, really cute. So I like that one a lot. So anyway, started this pitiful start. I think I'm doing all the called for colors, except for maybe one that I didn't have. I just used the DMC. So they are all here. I had to borrow one or two from. So that's the colors for the Nativity Tiny Town. And it's pretty sad, people. This is on a little scrap. I think a raw natural, maybe. Even the needle's still in it. That's all I did. But I did do something on the 25th. So it's not gonna be hard to get finished. And I'm not doing the frills that go along with it, just the nativity part that's in the original. It won't be hard to finish that before Christmas, so that's a goal. So I put a few stitches in that, as you can tell, not many. Okay, this piece of hair right here is driving me nuts out. Let's see if I can get it in the clip back here. Sometimes some of those aren't. You'd tell me if my hair was sticking up, right? Okay, so I did that. Then, August 1st. Yay! Time to work on samplers. Yeah, like I always do. So on Friday, August 1st, I had told y'all that I was going to start not a traditional antique sampler, but I was going to start a Stacy Nash that was really speaking to me. I do not have a color copy. It is Cherry Hollow Farm sampler from Stacy Nash. I can insert a picture right here. It's so pretty. I really, really like it. So I pulled that out and let's see, started that, and I made a whole lot of progress in 1 week. So I was really working hard on it, and I had a lot done. What I was hoping to get done, I didn't think I'd get quite this much done, but I did, was as I kept working on it, I was like, okay, I'm getting it to a point where when we leave for the drive to Kansas, that I can have a lot of just fill in to do and probably get this done. So let me explain to you what I did. So here are all my, is that right? All my colors. Oopsie. There's all my colors. Aren't they pretty? Okay. So these are all the called for colors, except for one. I added in another green. This is Gentle Arts Grasshopper. Okay. Here's why. As I started stitching, here's what I did. All of this greenery along here, a lot of this was supposed to be in Coco, which is brown, which I like Coco, and I did still use this in there, just not for the greenery. So for the greenery and all those leaves, I used the Gentle Arts Grasshopper, and I really, really like the green instead of having so much brown. So this was all of this vine. This stem of the vine here is as called for. This is caper. I did leave these stems and leaves on here in Coco just to kind of change it up and give that little bit of brown there. Can't remember. Yeah, these would have been Coco. This would have been Coco. I did it in the green. So, but I didn't change any other colors. So all I have left to do is finish flowers, which is super, super easy. There's different flowers down here, but they're just like little balls. They're really easy. They're like the balls in the berry basket there. There is filling in here on the bowl. When I pull out, what do I have to do? Oh, when I pull out, because all of these flowers, I have like the pink and the red in there, but they're supposed to be the parchment is supposed to outline them as well, or there's partly parchment on there, which I think I'm gonna like. I'll try one, and if not, I'm gonna make them all pink and red. But then the parchment gets filled in on these flowers and on the middle of the pot. Then all I've got to do is parchment in for the mortar. The door I think is caper, is the roof, but I might change it. I might make it the dolphin or the gunmetal, and then the house is brick. Everything else is finished. So every bit of that I can do in the car. Don't even have to have the chart in front of me other than to figure out which flowers are pink and which are red, and they're super easy. So yeah, I'm really hoping that I can work on that a lot while we travel, and then I'll have that done. So that will be really fun. I really love it. I really am happy with changing those green, that Coco. Instead of doing Coco there, I did that grasshopper. I was looking maybe at either olive. I looked at olive, but I liked the tone of that grasshopper. Now I'm kind of all off center here. So I did that. That is on a little scrap of Lakeside 36 count vintage straw flower. Really pretty. So I worked on that for that whole week. Then this past Friday on the 8th, I had it written down to pull out G Leger by Reflet de Soie. So let me show you the chart. I had started this, I think, in January of 21. It's up there with one of my oldest ones. So here's the chart. G Leger 1998, that's when I got married. 1898 by Reflet de Soie. It calls for Soie d'Angers or DMC on the back, but there's conversions out there. Most popular, which is from Lisa Kindred Stitcher, and she will, if you contact Lisa, she can send you her, it's like a little document of her conversion that she did for G Leger. So I have that. Okay, so Kara, my friend Kara, and I were going to be just kind of stitching on that a little bit together. So I pulled it out. I pulled out the whip. And I remember when I showed it to y'all in my, I don't know if I showed it on my face, but in my head I was kind of like, it's okay. Then when I pulled it out again last Friday, I was like, it's okay. So I was chatting with Kara and I was trying to figure out why I wasn't loving it. And I think it was the linen and how some of the colors were showing on the linen. So the first thing I did, and this was all happening, I think this all happened like last Friday. Like I was working on it into the evening, couldn't get to bed. I had it all straightened out. So I pulled it out. It was originally started on Vintage Country Mocha, and I had a card with a conversion, an overdyed conversion on it, and that's what I had been using. So I decided, here, I'll show you this. I decided I was going to scrap what I was working on and start it over. Which I did. And here, I'll show you this. Here is what I had done. There may have been, so that's what I had done. It's not bad. It's not working for me. So this is gonna be the front and this is the back of the needle book. and then that'll be the inside. So I'm you know, excited to have that done, and that'll be, I need to change the thread on my machine after I finish some of my son's quilt. Then I can finish this. Anyway, that's what I had. So then, oh, I meant to show you this, hold on. Okay, so chop that, put the vintage country milk away. I'll definitely use it. And then I had been, I think on Thursday, I had been to my favorite quilt shop in the area, who also carries some cross stitch, carries beautiful wool, wonderful shop. I love it. If you're in the area or if you're visiting, you need to make it to a shop in LaPorte, Texas called And Sew, S-E-W, It Began. So love that shop. I had to go out there to get a little bit of yardage for a quilt I needed to finish for someone. And while I was out there, I was going through their linens. They have not a huge selection, but a nice little selection of linens. And I bought this beautiful piece of Fiber on a Whim, old gold, 36 count. Isn't that pretty? I love that. Look at the colors on that. Really, really pretty. And took the colors that I was using originally on what I just showed you, whatever that little conversion was, and started it on this. And then I'm texting Kara, I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like that color. Anyway, so then I was trying to change all the colors on this little conversion thing I had. And then I was like, you know, where did this conversion come from? And I was under the impression that it was my conversion, the conversion I had from Lisa Kindred Stitcher. Well, no. I found that file in my laptop and I went and printed it out. I'm like, okay, I don't know where this conversion came from that I was using. Anyway, I was not using Lisa Kindred Stitcher's conversion. So then began a whole process. I was looking at pictures on Instagram of people who had stitched it and just kind of back and forth. I pulled Lisa's colors. I pulled all the DMC. I had the colors out that I'd had originally, and oh my goodness. So it took me all afternoon and into the evening before I was settled. And then I've been stitching on it all week and I'm very happy. Very happy. Okay, so like I said, here's what I ended up doing. I'm not using the other conversion completely. I'm not using Lisa Kindred Stitcher's conversion completely. Maybe there's a few. So what I did is I took my chart, I pulled the DMC, and I started my own conversion. And so currently I have both the DMC and my conversion on my ring. Okay, so here's how I laid it out. So I just laid it all out on my cutting table back here. I laid out all of the DMC in order. And so now I have on here, so for the DMC 902, I pulled, this is all from my stash, razzleberry. They go really pretty together, very similar. For 355, you have Ruby Slipper. So, and so on and so forth. For 37.52, I have Liberty. A little different, but that was pretty. All the while deciding on, am I going to stitch it on that old gold linen? No. So I have all the DMC and all of my conversion on the ring. And sometimes I have used the DMC, and I imagine as I get down into here, I will use more of the DMC for some things. But what I really like, I like the variegation up here in the alphabet. So that's one reason I have them both on there. And so then, pardon me, I switched linen and I'm absolutely, completely happy. And I've been going to town on it. So here we go. Here it is. 36 count. It's hard to see. It's the only thing. This is iced coffee from Tropical Stitches. It's really pretty. I can't quite, it's a pinky beige. It's so pretty. And here we go. Here's what I've done. So I have just gone to town. I'll never get the lighting right. Love it, love it, love it. So I am very happy now and really enjoying it. I love doing those these scrolly alphabets. Oh, so pretty. And so tomorrow I'm supposed to pick up Mary Barr's whip instead. So we'll see. We'll see how I think I will go ahead and pull out Mary Barr's, and then if I'm just not feeling it, I'll go back to G. Leger or Yandell. Who knows, right? There's no stitching police, and I get to do what I want to do. But that's what I'm supposed to do based on my little plan. But I'm very happy with what I did. So if you have any questions, oh, I didn't bring the bag for that one. If you have any questions about my conversion, I'm happy to share it because it's actually truly my own conversion. Because I pulled each DMC and I did each, and I used what I had. I used what I had. I have a lot of overdyed cottons. Used what I found and found a match that made me happy and looked good on the linen, and so I'm very, very happy with that now. So that is all the stitching I worked on. And like I said, tomorrow I'm supposed to pull out Mary Barr's, which I have a lot done on. And I do love working on that one too. So we'll see. We'll see what I feel like. So that is the plan. Let me pause here and put this bucket away. Okay, so that is all the stitching. I have a brief amount of quilting because I really haven't done any other quilting. I finished a quilt. A friend of mine hired me to make a baby quilt. I can insert a picture of that here. That's a picture of the, just the top. I forgot to take a picture of it after I'd quilted it before I gave it away. So I did finish that. And then the other thing I've been working on is my son's graduation quilt. He had wanted a rag quilt, which is one of the very first quilts I made downstairs. Everybody loves that quilt. I said I would never ever make another one. So I probably made it 23 years ago. It's not hard, it's just not my favorite thing to do. And the clipping of the little, anyway. So that's what he said he wanted for his graduation quilt. So I bought all the wovens, and I have been working on getting that assembled. I cut all my batting squares. They're actually over here in my drawer. I have a bunch of my little 4-inch batting squares cut. And then I had cut all my stacks. This is 6 inches squares. This is just one of them. It's kind of tans and blacks and navy blues and browns. So it's gonna look really good. I can insert a picture here, actually. I wonder if now that will work. Or at the end of how much I've gotten done. But this is one of the stacks of the squares. So I have more than half of them done. So, you know, you take your 2 pieces of woven, you take your batting square, you layer them, you make an X way all the way across, and then at some point you're gonna sew it together with the seams facing up. So that's a set of, they call them quilt sandwiches, and I got a bunch more over there that I've already finished. And then this is all I've got left to do. So I've got, I guess those are all the different colors I have left. So I've just got 6 stacks left. This is a double stack. So that's what I have left to do. Then I can lay them out and arrange them and start sewing them together. And then the clipping is probably the most time consuming part. And then you gotta wash it multiple times so it really fluffs up and fuzzes on those seams. Anyway, it's coming along. ISO, PSA, public service announcement. You can buy all kinds of fancy quilt boxes to put your quilts in, your whips that you're working on, or trays, and I have a couple trays that I've just acquired over the years, but the most economical and free way to have a little tray for each of my projects is to use the cardboard food, canned good trays. These are from, most of them are from Aldi, because Aldi will, but even Kroger, sorry, an alarm went off, but even Kroger uses them now. But these are from Aldi, and Aldi, as the, they just put the canned goods, what is this? This was, I don't know what this is. Oh, it's quart freezer bags. As they empty a tray of goods, whatever it is, they put these in a bin, and you can have them or use them to put your stuff in. So I like to go, when I'm at Aldi, if I've run out and I have too many projects taking up my, I go and get some more. So I did that recently. That was one I got. And they, they have all kinds of shapes and sizes. This was like one from an energy drink, a Red Bull. But it's free. It's free trays first, and they, normally, they'll stack decently too. So word to the wise. I love doing that. It's great. So yes, that is the quilting. Next, I think the only thing I really bought recently, did I buy any charts? I don't think I did. Oh, I bought my own copy of Julia Rachel de la Mer, and I'm going to send my borrowed copy back to a friend of mine, and then I'll continue working on that. And then I bought that linen that I showed you. I think that's mostly it, other than yarn. I've bought yarn. So I did, well, actually, I said I only had one yarn finish. I actually had two. So first one was a shawl. Look how pretty. This is, like I said, I never would have used the acrylic yarn from Hobby Lobby. I would have thought it was too scratchy. It is so soft. So again, thank you, Laurel. I'm a stitch nerd. When I got to like pet hers when we were on retreat, I was like, oh, this is nice. So anyway, this was a beautiful, I forget what color it is now. Anyway, it's a variegated yarn, and this was, I think I linked it last time, I'll link it again, a pattern from Etsy. I think it's called Knot Yourself Out Crochet, and this was, shall we wear green or something like that. Anyway, mine's not green. But a really pretty, just a lot of double crochet, but then the ends had this really pretty open weave look, and it is a nice, see, you can't even see me, big shawl, because every time I think I'm making a shawl, it's not very big. So see, look how nice and big, it's a big, nice, deep shawl, and I'm really, really happy with it. Now, my family laughs because I'm extremely warm-natured. So I keep making shawls. I'll wear it, I promise, I promise. I gotta start making something else. Does anybody need a baby blanket? I don't know. Anyway, I'm super happy with this. Really enjoyed working on it. I would take it every Friday with me when I would go see my dad and work on it, and it was really good for him. He has Alzheimer's and has progressed pretty far, but he'd kind of look at it when I'd pull it out and like to feel it, and was kind of like, I knew he was kind of looking at it and realizing, oh, I've seen that before. And so anyway, then my other finish, let me show you this. First I have to unload some stuff. I was looking and looking for this basket. This basket is great. It has a lid, and something came in it. It was, I don't know, like some jams and jellies and things that somebody sent us as a gift once, and I kept it, and it's great. So it's holding all my yarn right now. So right now it's enough to hold all my yarn. But I keep buying yarn. Okay, so I did buy some yarn. I think I showed it to you last time. This Soft and Sleek DK, but it's very fine yarn. it's calling it light, but it feels lighter than that. Anyway, I started making something with it, but I was just having a hard time with it and I wasn't happy, so I put it away. Okay, side note. Things I didn't think I needed, but I needed it. I bought a yarn winder. That's so much fun. My son, Michael, he loves doing it. It's really fun. So, I made it into a cake of yarn. I'll come back to it when I find the right thing that I want to make with it. But what I did finish, and I think I had showed you these. I had bought at the yarn store locally, I had bought it's sheep cheese, cotton yarn, lightweight, very comparable to Lori Holt's chunky thread. And so I bought 5 of those, and I did end up making the doily like Lori Holt teaches you. So I sat there with my laptop and my yarn, and I did every round. It probably took me 2 hours one evening. Everybody was gone, but I had the best time, and it turned out so pretty. I really want to make another one. So pretty. So these were the 5 colors that I bought at the yarn shop. And it was maybe $4 or $5. No, it was more like $5.99. I forget. Wasn't cheap. Lori Holt's chunky thread, anywhere from $6.50 to $7. I see it most of the time. It's really nice. I do love it. I just don't want to spend that. And so I was looking around for some other options. Happened upon a website called Hobby Yarn, Hobbii. And I think they're in Denmark or somewhere like that. I'm really happy with what I've gotten so far. So they had their cotton yarn that's very similar to Lori Holt. It's very similar to the sheep cheese. And it's normally $3 for the same amount of yarn. And they were having a sale of $2, and there were tons of colors. So I just sat there, and for 20-something bucks, I ordered an assortment of colors, and now I'm gonna make some more of these doilies because they're just fun. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with them, but they're fun. So I ordered, and I caked them all. I did my yarn winder. It was so much fun. So I did this pretty lavender, a pretty green. Okay, let's see how I can do this here. This really pretty blue. Actually, no, this is, yeah, this is one of them, that pretty blue. Kind of a tan brown, pretty color. Pink. A red. Kind of a mauvey rose. Let's see, not those. A yellow. A navy. No, that's the other one. Oh, a gray. Okay, yeah, so that was how many colors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So with the shipping, a little over $20. So I bought all those. These were the sheep cheese colors. I already had this blue right here, and then I bought those 5. So I have those. So that's how many? 6 different colors of the sheep cheese. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it'll work. So that's 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 colors of that kind of like chunky thread. So I'm really excited to sit down and make some more of these doilies. Really fun. Anyway, so check that out. I'll link it below. The other thing I bought off Hobby, and I think I'll be buying more. As I was looking around, I came across a new yarn that I don't know if you've ever watched her tutorials, but her name is, or the website's name is Bella Coco, and I believe she's British, and so that always makes it more fun to listen to. Kind of like listening to Sean, Periwinkle Stitcher. Hi, Sean. It's just more fun. It's just more fun. I would rather, like I said, park my car in a garage than a garage. So anyway, I saw that Bella Coco was releasing her own line of wool, merino wool, DK yarn, and it was exclusive through Hobby. So I was really excited for this to come out. The colors are so pretty. So I ordered that when it came out, and I have a start yesterday. I just decided I have to have something, well, I don't have to, but I've decided I like to have something really simple and mindless to take with me or watch while I'm watching TV or in the car, or especially while I visit my dad. And so something very just rote, you know, I can just do it over and over and over again. So I have made this shawl before out of one of the cakes of yarn from Hobby Lobby or Joann's or whatever. And so I started this same shawl. It's a very beginner friendly double crochet triangle shawl. Started that. I mean, it's just like some double, it's about as easy as it gets. Really lightweight. Okay. So this is a 2. This is a 2 yarn. It's fine. So I ordered these 3 blues. Aren't they pretty? Okay, let me see if I can do this because they're all so pretty together. This green, a yellow, peach, okay, a purpley pink, another pink, and another pink. Uh-oh. Anyway, I'll show it to you more carefully. So look how pretty. Aren't those lovely? Look at those. Oh, dang it. Aren't they pretty? Those look real similar right there, but they're not. One's more blue, one's more green. Anyway, I just dropped one of the pinks. These are really pretty together. Look at the yellow and the coral or the peach. Like I said, this is kind of a purpley pink. It's more of a true pink, and then the one I dropped is just like a darker version of this one. And then I started with this blue, and then I have these 2 other blues, and this one's kind of more, you can tell the difference. So pretty. Really like those. So that's what I've been working on. And oh, and I bought this. I bought for, because I don't always block something, but I needed to block this. So I broke down, it was only like $11. I bought Lori Holt's blocking board. There are other blocking boards out there on Amazon, but they only always have this grid on them. What I love about Lori's is it's got this circle. So I bought that. It was 11 something. Cute little fabric shop. Maybe I bought it from on Etsy. So I bought that. And yeah, so I've been crocheting and enjoying that. Really pretty yarn. I'm liking working with it so far. I do think I have discovered that for the most part, I like working with a 4 yarn, I guess you would call it. Yeah, probably a medium 4, number 4. Most of all. But anyway, and I don't know all the stitches. I'm not as good at some things as I am as others. Like there was one I was trying to do that was a shawl, but it was like I had to like go in the bump on the back. Anyway, sometimes, like I said, I was wanting to start something that was just going to be very simple and mindless. So I don't know. I do know somebody who's going to have a baby soon, so maybe I'll start working on just some baby blankets and things too. Just to have something to be crocheting. I have to remember it doesn't all have to be for me. It all doesn't have to have a purpose that I know about. So we have a crochet ministry. We have a quilt ministry at church that does a lot. And someday I'll quilt with them when I'm not homeschooling anymore. And we also have a crochet ministry at church. So who knows, if they'll take a donation, I will pass that on. So, let's see, what else? Reading, loved all y'all's suggestions last time. I really did enjoy the book by Rosamund Pilcher. Probably not, most books I finish that I do like, I give a 4. I rarely give a 5 just because I have to save the 5 on Goodreads. I'm talking about Goodreads. I saved the 5s for absolutely loved it. 4, sometimes I'll say round up to 4.5 for a book. This I gave a 3 but rounded it up to 3.5. I read later that this particular book, what was it called? By Rosamund Pilcher, was one of her earliest books, and a lot of people didn't like those as well as some of her later ones. So definitely gonna read some more of hers and see what I think. But I did enjoy it. It was a good story. It was a really good story. So right now I'm reading one called Lost in Darkness by a faith-based author, Shawl, G-R-I-E-P, and it's pretty good so far. I like it. Sometimes I'm just looking on my Kindle at the library for what's available that I can check out and read. So it's always fun. I'm always reading. So I think that is it. I think I talked last time, well, that's it of all the things I have to show you, about trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. As of this morning, I think I'm 86 away from 10,000. So, you know, if you know anybody else's dog, miscellaneous children, they don't have to watch it. I'm just kidding. We're getting ready to start youth nights at church, and so I'll tell the kids there, and they'll be like, oh, I gotta subscribe, just, you know, for the wow factor, to see what this crazy lady does on YouTube. Anyway. When I hit 10,000, I will do another big giveaway. But I did have a giveaway that I announced last time, and nobody knows what's in it. So it's a project bag I made with all Lori Holt reds, and in here is a bag of goodies. So this is what I was offering as a giveaway. So you can hear it. I think it's stuff in here. A bag of goodies for one winner, and you'll have to use the number 5, and this was my 5-year FlossTube anniversary giveaway, and so I will announce the winner. Make sure you're looking at the screen. The winner for this project bag full of fun is So congratulations. If you are the winner that was on the screen, please email me at celestecreates@gmail.com. It's in the drop-down box below. And I will get this out to you. So I'm really excited to send that to you. And I don't have to give away this time, but hey, maybe just get your friends to subscribe, and then we'll do a 10,000 subscriber giveaway maybe next time. Anyway, I think I'm home all day. We're short a car. We're actually short a washing machine too, but that part should come today. So I'm home all day, don't have a car to drive, which is really okay. I kind of like it that way. I'm gonna work on the graduation quilt. I'm going to work on J. Leger, and that might be it. Oh, I need to work on some school. I have it all ready. It's not difficult. I just need to make sure I've got all my ducks in a row for Monday, which is weird. One child on school. Anyway. Oh, here was something I thought was really funny. Somebody commented, I don't remember who it was so cute. They were like, I love it when you give the Celeste side eye. And I'm like, gosh, what was that? What is my side eye? I don't know if I do it. I don't know what it looks like. If I did one this time, comment and tell me what's the timestamp. I gotta see my side eye. I don't know what it is. I probably do it all the time and I just don't know. I'm a crazy person, but life is great. A lot of fun, always an adventure. I feel like I'm along for the ride lately for a lot of things, especially with the kids and all over the place. So, but I'm blessed, I'm thankful, and I'm blessed by you, and I'm praying for you, and I just, I thank you so much, and I just pray God blesses you, and have a joyful couple of weeks, a joyful, peaceful. I was reading about peace as a Christian, and that's a sign of, you know, really that peace of Christ is part of who we are, and we can be known by our love, by our peace, by our joy as Christians. And so peace doesn't mean the absence of trouble or tribulation or suffering or sorrow. We can have Christ's peace in the midst of all of things. So I pray Christ's peace for you and his joy, and just I pray that you'll be back to say hi to me again, and we can share some time together again. I feel like I'm I just had this moment where I was like, I feel like I'm ending my show like Mr. Rogers. So anyway, won't you be my neighbor? I wish they were all my neighbors. Okay, this has just been an odd FlossTube, but I love you all. You're awesome. I'll see you soon.